Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Welcome back. So, now we will discuss employment, unemployment and unemployment related different concepts, terminologies, those things. Okay. So, as we mentioned in our past lecture, in an economy, two overall macroeconomy related two important drawbacks rather, okay, or bothering things are there to the any policymakers or country authority. One is inflation, another is unemployment. Okay. So, these are the very important macroeconomic picture, macroeconomic phenomena of a country which bother the policymakers or country's authorities very much. Okay. One is inflation. If inflation increases very or inflation becomes very high, okay, it is a botheration. What is inflation and all those things we have discussed. Now, unemployment. Why unemployment is a problem in a country? Say, if unemployment means what? Joblessness. No, people are searching for job, but they are not getting job, right? So, say I am unemployed means I want to do some job, or I am willing to sell my labor power, whatever is there in the labor market, but nobody, no taker or no hirer is available there in the labor market who can absorb me as an employee, and as a result I can get some job, right. So, I understand that if I am an unemployed person, you are an unemployed person, okay, it will be a problematic for my family, your family and so on, right. We will face some hardship to maintain our families subsistence, right, because we need certain income to live, okay, to purchase goods and services, consuming which we can spend basic subsistence, right. So that is a problematic thing for the person individual level who is getting unemployed, okay. But why this will be a problem for the entire country's point of view? Look, in the earlier chapter before this lecture, we have discussed that human capital, right, human capital an important resource which has positive contribution over productivity, right, and it is an important resource for production activity in any country, right. Now, that human resource, I have a human resource, people who are unemployed, all of them have some human resource. I have some training, right, I have some training, I earn certain training to teach to people, right, but I am not getting any job. So, the kind of skill I acquired through my education and training, right, that skill I am not able to utilize, right. As a result, through my skill, whatever human develop or human capital I have, that human capital is country is not, or the entire economy is not able to employ or utilize that human capital. As a result, my country is losing some opportunity of getting some productive activity by my participation which I could generate, right. So, that is why when lot of productive resources, lot of people who are productive, who are capable to participate in production activities, if they got unemployed, essentially that country's one important productive resource called human labor or human capital is getting wasted, is not our country is unable to employ those important productive resources into the production activities. So, that country is losing or losing some kind of total product what it could produce otherwise if it could be able to employ these people. Okay. So, definitely if unemployment rate is very high, or as unemployment rate is more and more, it is not only problematic or it brings hardship to the respective people who are unemployed. From the overall country's point of view also, country lose some opportunity of attaining higher level of standard of living, higher level of overall production. Okay. Right. So, unemployment is basically joblessness now. So, now the first question is how we will measure unemployment. In every, if you look at the business newspaper, no, you will see that it's a frequently you will see that business newspaper or a regular newspaper, no, general kind of newspaper has a dedicated page called business page, right. If you look at there, it's frequently inflation, it is this, inflation is becoming, or price level is growing very fast, inflation is very high, people are unhappy, like that. Last few months, no, petrol price, that gasoline price, no, petrol, diesel, all these petroleum products price increases like anything, right, almost on a daily basis it was increasing. Okay, maybe 1 month back or 2 months back, petrol price was around 80 rupee per liter. Now it is around 100 rupee per liter in India. Okay. So when this price level increases, no, it brings more hardship to the people, because petroleum is an essential good, essential consumable goods through which we live, right. And once the diesel price is increased, what will happen? It will have its implication over the market price of all different commodities, because transportation is involved, right. Say wholesale market and retail market. Who are the retailer, who are the business people? No, they are purchasing goods and services from the wholesale market, and they are keeping that in their retail stores. We are visiting there and we are purchasing. So from wholesale market to retail market, right, they have to carry those products what they are purchasing. They have to carry through the carrier, maybe truck and those kinds of big carriers. If diesel price increases, cost of transportation will increase, because these trucks, bus, big vehicle are mostly their fuel is diesel. Okay. So this petrol products, if increases, no, it has cascading effect on the price level of all different kind of products. Not only that, the vehicle, two-wheeler what I am driving, its fuel is becoming more costly. Other fuels also, it has a cascading effect on the price level of different other commodities. Transportation cost will be increasing and so on, right. So that is why inflation is a bothersome kind of thing, and usually in the business newspaper or regular newspaper business page, you will see that inflation is this much, inflation is that much, and frequently almost say twice, thrice in a week some report will be there, you will see. Okay. Exactly that way unemployment report will be also there. Okay. This is the rate of unemployment now. Okay. This is the rate of unemployment now. So when we are telling rate of unemployment, say 3% rate of unemployment is there in a country, say United States, say India, I do not know exactly what is the unemployment rate now in India, say suppose that is say 15%. Suppose by 15% what we refer? Do you think that this 15% is basically the 15% of total population of India is unemployed? No. So we have to understand, when we are telling 15% is the unemployment rate, this 15% of which population, whether entire country's population or a fraction of that, right. So that related certain terminology, let us introduce one by one. Okay. So in a country, suppose this is the total population of a country. Okay. Out of that, a section of the population are minor. Minor means what? You know that, right? In India, right, majority age, right, when a child become major or become adult, right, you know that I think for male or boys it is 21 years and for girls it is 18 years, something like that, it is there in India. Okay. So people whose age is lower than that threshold limit, those are called minor people. Okay. So entire population we can break into two broader groups. One group is minor and another, this group is basically adult population. Adult population. Okay. This adult population, this you can, so I am telling this red is the minor thing of the entire population that we are living. Now among the adult population we can have three different categories. One is basically not in the labor market, not in the labor market. Okay. Certain adult people are there who are not in the labor market. Who are they? Okay. Of course, students, right, full time students like you people, right. You people are studying, some of you are already crossed that adult that threshold level of age, right, but still you are full time studying. So, you are not searching for any job or anything. So, you are not in the labor market. Exactly, very senior citizens who already retired from their job, okay, they are not searching for any more job, right. Those are also their adult population, okay. So, full time students, very senior citizens who are already retired from their job, those are sometimes referred as retirees who are already retired from their job, okay. And the household means homemakers, like my mother, right, many of your mother, okay, they are doing full time, they are managing household activities, right, cooking, they are sometimes washing our cloth, your cloth, her cloth also, like that. No, within a household lot of works are there, right, and mostly mother, auntie, these kinds of people, they used to although they have enough training, many of them have enough training, okay, they can search for job, they can get some employment, but many of them are willingly or voluntarily are not searching for job, and they are happy to maintain your household or works, whatever activities are required within an household, they are happy to maintain that, right. So, those people are also not in the labor market, okay, or not in the labor force. So, out of the adult population, right, entire adult population who are not in the labor market, that also we are removing. So, now this portion is there. So, out of this portion, suppose this sector is employed and this section is unemployed. So, when we tell 15% is unemployment rate, so number of people who are unemployed as a proportion of total labor force, okay, labor force. So, total population that we can break into two groups, adult population plus minors. Now, adult population also we can break into two groups, largely two groups, okay, not in labor force, that full time students, people who are full time homemaker, and the retirees, those are not in labor force, and in labor force. Okay. In India, suppose now Indian total population is say 140 crore, suppose 140 crore. Out of that, suppose say 30 crore, 140 crore is the total population, suppose. Out of that 30 crore are minor, okay. So, definitely 110 crore are adult. So, these are minor, this is total population. So, this is 110 crore is the adult population, okay. Out of this 110 crore, suppose say 80 crore in the labor force and remaining 30 crores are not in labor force. This 30 crore is basically that not in labor force, means that full time, let me repeat again, full time students, homemakers and retirees, that group together is suppose 30 crore. Okay. So, 80 crore population is in the labor force. When we are telling 15% is the rate of unemployment, that means 15% of this 80 crore population is unemployed. Understood? So, unemployment rate, this is basically number of unemployed by total labor force, LABOUR, labor force, into 100, if you do that many percentage, that is coming 15%, if it is 15% unemployment rate in India. Okay. Another important concept is called labor force participation rate. Labor force participation rate. That is basically people in labor force, by adult population into 100, that many percentage. Like in the earlier page, whatever example we gave, labor force participation rate will be 80 crore by 110 crore. So, 80 by 110, that will be the labor force participation rate, because 110 is the total adult population. Out of that, 80 crore are searching for job, or many of them already got job, many of them did not get job, they are unemployed. Okay. So, in that way, so two important concepts we are getting: labor force participation rate, people in the labor market or labor force as a proportion of total adult population; unemployment rate, number of unemployed people in total labor force. Okay, not in total adult population, neither in total or overall population. Okay. So, these are the important concepts, how to interpret when we tell that India and say a particular countries now unemployment rate is 15% or 10% or 20%. That 20% of what? 20% of total labor force, okay, which is a fraction of adult population of that country. Okay. This is the thing, unemployment rate. Now, unemployment related certain concepts we are calling. One is called natural rate of unemployment. Natural rate of unemployment. What is that? If you natural rate of unemployment, if you see the unemployment rate diagram of a country over time, over long period, say suppose in Indian unemployment rate diagram, say this is suppose this point is 1950 and this point is suppose 2020. So, last 70 years, last 71 years, what is Indian unemployment rate? So, this side horizontal axis we are measuring the time point, and vertical axis say unemployment rate. Unemployment rate we are measuring. So, you will see that if we measure, you will see that this kind of graph is fluctuating roughly this way it is going. Okay. So, you will see that roughly there is this kind of on an average in the lower for the entire period. Okay. This is roughly some fixed unemployment rate is there, and actual unemployment rate from different time to time it is fluctuating around that. Sometimes it is going little bit above, sometimes it is going little bit low below, in that way. So, the rate which is this flat line around which short run unemployment is fluctuating, that rate is called natural rate of unemployment. This natural rate of unemployment means it is not that desired, or it is this kind of unemployment is coming from naturally generating within the society. It is not that way. Rather, it is referring that long run level of unemployment. It is staying there for the entire this many 70 years, 71 years, this many longer period of time, quite huge time point, some set of basic unemployment rate is there. Okay. Now, say suppose this is suppose 7%, suppose. Sometimes it is becoming 15% Indian unemployment rate, sometimes it is going down to the 5% and so on. So, 15%, 5%, 25%, what we are doing, all these are basically fluctuating around a very stable long run unemployment rate. Suppose that is 7%. So, this 7% is called natural rate of unemployment. Okay. Natural rate of unemployment, basically we are referring that unemployment rate which will be there in the long run even within a country, okay, for the longer period. Okay, that is called natural rate of unemployment. Okay. Now, two more other type of unemployment we can clarify. One is called structural unemployment. Structural unemployment. vis-a-vis say frictional unemployment, frictional unemployment. So, these two concepts, structural unemployment and frictional unemployment, these are basically from the source of unemployment, how unemployment arises from that source. If we classify, if we look into, then you will get these two types of unemployment rate. Okay. One is called frictional unemployment, another is called structural unemployment. Let me clarify one thing, when we are telling that unemployment, okay, that is we are referring that involuntary unemployment, means people, voluntary means what? Job is there, I can participate, I can be employed, but I am not looking for job. So, in that way, if I become unemployed, it is called voluntary unemployment. I am becoming, or I am getting unemployed voluntarily. Okay. So, when what unemployment is bothering to the is a problematic things to the country's authority, definitely involuntary unemployment, where people are searching for job but they are not getting job. Okay. So, that unemployment we are talking about in this course or in this lecture. Okay. Now, frictional unemployment is what? Friction you know, right? Friction means there is a, you are going to something but there is an obstacle that creates some friction, right? Friction is a scientific concept. All of you are students, you are most of you are engineering student, it is quite familiar to you, this terminology, friction. So, some unemployment arises due to friction. What is that friction? Friction in mind. So, suppose after your graduation, right, you are getting immediately some placement, okay, and you are getting that one, say 1 lakh rupee per year, that kind of not very lucrative job, but some job you are, some job offer you got, where salary is 1 lakh rupee per year. Okay. So, you are thinking that no kind of capacity, kind of training, kind of qualification I have, I am expecting little bit more, right. So, you are searching for a better job, okay, but that today this offer came to you means they will tell that say within next 3 months or within next 5 months, some time they will give, within that time you join. Okay. So, what you are doing, you are not immediately joining, rather although within 5 months you can join today also as soon as you got the offer letter in your hand, but you are delaying little bit, 2 months, 3 months you are delaying, and that 2 months, 3 months you are waiting for, perhaps because you applied so many other places also, right. So, you are expecting that some job offer may come from some better place, right. So, suppose that job offer, for that better job offer you are waiting for 3 months, and after 3 months you join this company. That means first 3 months which you could join that company, but you did not, okay, or with the optimistic hope, or with the hope that some better offer may come from some other place, right. So, that 3 months you were unemployed. That unemployment is frictional unemployment, because you could join immediately, you intentionally delayed that for 3 months. That delay came from the friction in your mind, whether to join or wait a little bit for a better, that kind of thing. So, when that kind of due to friction in job seekers mind, the temporary short time period they becomes unemployed or they get unemployed, okay, that kind of unemployment is called frictional unemployment. I hope you understood that frictional term is coming from where. Another unemployment, it is called structural unemployment. What is that structural unemployment? The economy's overall situation is such that economy is unable to provide the job to all the job seekers. That is called structural unemployment. Means economy structural bottlenecks are there in the economy. Okay. So, where people will get absorbed, okay, if some factories are there or productive kind of bases are there, agricultural fields are there, when they are looking for employees, large factories are there, they are looking for employees, offices are there, they are looking for employees, and so on, and so employees will be absorbed there, offices, all these productive different productive sectors, right. Now, this amount of productive sector whatever is there in a country, that is not sufficient to supply the job to all the job seekers, then it is called structural unemployment. Why structural? Because entire country structurally so deficient to provide job to all the job seekers. That is why it is called structural unemployment. Okay. Now, let us discuss what are the reasons of structural unemployment, what are the factors which are responsible for structural unemployment to arise. See, frictional unemployment is a short period unemployment, no, as we understand the definition of frictional unemployment. But what is the structural unemployment? It is a bothersome thing to the society, right, because not enough job is available in the society. So, what government or society, policy makers or the authority of that country can do, they can do more investment, they can construct more factories and also on, so that more people can be absorbed there as employees, right. So, those kinds of investment and all those are required to reduce that structural unemployment, or employment opportunities should be created by opening up new sectors where employee can be absorbed, right. So, what are the factors for structural unemployment to arise? Three factors are there. One is called, say, minimum wage law. You know that we have discussed that, suppose this is the labor market situation, this is the demand for labor, this is the supply of labor. So, if this is the demand for labor, this is the supply of labor, this side wage rate and this side the amount of labor, quantity of labor L we are measuring, this is origin. So, if you allow that, suppose this is the situation, demand supply situation of labor in a country, say India. So, if you allow this labor market to operate freely, this will be the market clearing wage rate, at which the people, everybody, or market will clear, okay, equilibrium wage rate, right. Now, suppose in that country this is the minimum wage law. So, by the country's law, legal authority is telling that nobody is allowed to employ any employee in any wage below this level. So, as a result, what will happen? At that wage rate, this many people will look for job, but only this many job employer are there who are looking for this many employees only, because wage rate is very high. So, as a result, this red color area, this distance will be unemployed, okay, because this many people are searching for job, only they are getting the job. So, these people are not getting the job, they are unemployed. Look at here this unemployment, because the labor market amount of demand for job is there, okay, supply of job is more. As a result, all the people who are the job seekers, they or employer could not be able to employ all the job seekers. So, definitely this kind of minimum wage law, or more specifically binding minimum wage law, is a responsible factor for structural unemployment, right. Another responsible factor for structural unemployment is union and collective bargaining. What is that? Union and collective. Every factory, every working place, there is a employees unions are there, right. That is legally allowed by any democratic country, in any democratic country's authority, right. So, what the union do? Because if I bargain or negotiate about my benefits, employment benefits, not only wage, number of leaves, number of, say, health benefit, all those things, whatever one employee used to get from an employer, right. So, if I bargain with those aspects with my employer, vis-a-vis if 10 of employees like us, we are jointly bargaining, our bargaining power will be increased. Okay, we can more strongly bargain with the employer. Employer usually are very powerful. Okay, so that is why employees unionize. Okay, and through that union they used to bargain with the employers, okay, for different employment related benefits, maybe wage, maybe some other benefits, leave benefits and all those things, right. So, when union collectively bargaining with the employer for more benefit, employee related benefit, right. So, definitely employer that employing those people is more costly, is becoming more costly to the employer. That will create this kind of structural unemployment again. Although wage rate is not that much high, but they are deserving, or they are asking for more number of, say, leave in a year. So, definitely employer will consider what? What is the working days you are serving for that country or for that factory, right? So definitely per working day is becoming more costly. Okay, so because earlier wage rate say 5,000 rupees in 30 days, right? In not 30 days, say 25 days, you are eligible as an employee, you are eligible to take 5 days leave per month, suppose that is the figure. Now union they bargain for no leave should be 7 days. So where 5,000 rupees you are getting paid for 25 days work, now it will be 23 days work. So wage rate per day, per labor hour day, right, it is increasing, labor day it is increasing, right, effectively. So that is becoming more costly, employee is becoming more costly to the employer. As a result, structural unemployment can arise. Okay. Another thing is that called efficiency wage. Efficiency wage. What is that? Sometimes it happens that employer for its own betterment trying to increase the wage rate, keep the wage rate more. Why? See, look at here, employer know that if my employees are more healthy people, they will be more productive. Okay, and this labor class, working class, no, usually whatever income they have, almost that entire portion of that they have to spend for their subsistence. So they don't have much money left over to invest in their health, take care of for their better health and all those things. So sometimes employer try to increase wage rate so that employees can maintain their better health also, so that they will be more healthy. As a result, they can put more effectively or more productive way they can engage into production. Okay, so that way, so that is called health. So these are basically 4 factors we are discussing quickly, for which employer can increase the wage rate little bit, and if employer increase the exactly the same way, structural unemployment will arise. What are those reasons? That one is the employee's health condition. Okay, employer can consider that healthy workers will be more productive that way. Okay, then job quit. Say after your graduation, if you get an appointment letter in a factory, right, you will see that first 3 months or first 4 months you have to be apprentice there, you have to go through certain training. Okay, after that training you will be or through that training employer is making you workable in that particular factory. So training period also they have to pay wage rate to you, right, salary to you. So as a result, when one established employee leave one factory, no, it is costly to that factory, because it has to hire another job as another person as a replacement. It has to again give 3-4 months training. Training period is what? When you are not contributing to any production of that factory, but you are going through some essential knowledge gain, how to run that machine, how to do this work, that work, and so on, right. So these kinds of, again, new, if I have to hire another new person, I have to give him training, and that training period I have to pay him without any contribution from his side to my production. So one established employee when leaves some job, it is costlier to the employer. So to reduce that possibility, employer usually increase the wage rate. So if I increase wage rate, no, that will be making my employees to possibility to less for searching for better job somewhere else, right. So that is job quitting kind of thing. Better pool. What is that better pool? Say before the employee of an organization, right, I have put some advertisement. That advertisement I am telling that the cadre for which I am searching for employees, that their monthly income will be, monthly salary will be say 50,000 rupees. Instead of that, if I give the advertisement say 70,000 rupees, that more wage rate will attract better quality labor, better quality employee, right. So when wage rate I am increasing to attract better quality people, okay, and as better quality people will join my company or my factory or my production base, right, productivity will increase because they are more trained, their technical know-how is more and so on, right. So, to attract better pool of employees, sometimes employer increase their wage rate on employer side, okay. And another thing is that, okay, to more effort, okay. Say all of you perhaps have watched that Modern Times on a great movie by Charlie Chaplin, okay. You will see that manager of that factory, he installed certain machines or cameras here and there so that people can't gossip, people can't waste their working time, right. So, basically suppose I am say worker, what is their perspective? They can gossip, they can waste their time and not putting enough effort what is expected from them to be employed to the or to be employing in the production activity, right. Now, suppose in my factory I am keeping wage rate is very high and there is a checks and balance. If you are caught that you are wasting your time, your job may be terminated, right. So, if I give less effort to my job, okay, and eventually I get caught, my job can be terminated. Now, suppose when my salary is 50,000 per month vis-a-vis 80,000 per month, that cost of termination is more when my salary is more. If I get caught, I will lose 80,000 rupees vis-a-vis 50,000 rupees, right. So, if I increase from the employer side, if I increase the employee's wage rate more, okay. So, employees is seeing that I should put more effort, otherwise if I get caught, right, my opportunity cost will be much more costly. Earlier case I could lose 50,000 per month, when my wage rate is 80,000, if I get caught, I will lose 80,000 per month. So, it will be more costly to me. So, if employer side, if employer increase the wage rate, employer is seeing that it will be becoming or firing or getting fired is more costly, will be more costly to the employee's side. So, then employees will be trying to provide more and more effort to the working culture or working that work process, right. So, for these factors, right, employers sometimes increase their job. I will quickly finish that. In your 10 principle we told that short run, there is a short run trade off between inflation and unemployment. In fact, if you plot unemployment rate in the horizontal axis and rate of inflation in the vertical axis, we will get this kind of downward sloping line, which is actually telling that there is a short run trade off between inflation and unemployment. Short run trade off means downward sloping, one is increasing to another is falling, okay. So, this curve is called Phillips curve, very important concept, Phillips curve, okay. And this is the short run fluctuation around this many employment. So, this is called natural rate of unemployment, So, short run trade off, what is there between inflation and unemployment, it is a downward sloping curve, that curve is called Phillips curve, okay, because actually in British economist Phillips who first observed this kind of behavior in macroeconomics, okay, in English economy and UK's economy, right. So, in the name of him, this is called Phillips curve, and Phillips curve where it is cutting in the horizontal axis. So, because horizontal axis we are measuring unemployment rate. So, that rate of unemployment is called natural rate of unemployment, what we have shown here, this rate like 7% we told like that, okay. So, let us stop here. So, Phillips curve is very important concept, it is there in your book, please go through, and all these concepts of related to employment, unemployment and all. Let us stop here. We will start another afresh discussion, maybe banking and financial system of a country, maybe next lecture. Let us stop here.